Broadcasting to you live from the Orion spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy, the solar system, planet Earth, North America, the United States of America, somewhere outside of a World Cup game near you. My name is Brian Engelman. Today is Monday, July the 13th, 2026. And this right here, the thing that you are watching, well, it has a name, and its name is the TNAM Daily Show here on the New American Media. On today's program, Lindsey Graham has passed away. I have questions. Also, are we going to pass the Save America Act? Feels a little bit like a broken record. I saw they only have what do they say, 10 or 20 business days left in Congress? If elections can be stolen, and there's a myriad of ways that can happen, we have no country. What is the plan? I can only assume because President Trump hasn't gone nuclear against leader John Thune, and I use that term leader very loosely. You know, the same group of Senate idiots that keep gaveling in so that President Trump can't make recessed appointments to fill vacancies in his own administration a year and a half in. I can only assume at this stage that there's a plan in place, that there's something. Oh, no, I don't want to. No. Hold on. Let me rephrase that. Because you don't want to trust the plan. Because we see how far that's gotten us. How many indictments has that gotten us? Fauci, Obama, Hillary, DNC, Schumer, Pelosi, Kinzinger, Cheney. Go down the list. None. Well, you got Comey. Well, you got for an Instagram post of 8647. So I'm not going to trust that there's a plan in place, but nothing else. When it comes to there being a plan in place, I don't trust any of it. But it's the only thing that could make sense in a good way. If there were a plan and if things were in action, then you'd go, oh, well, okay. Well, guess it had to be this way. Folks, you've been holding your breath for 10 years on this crap. Are we done trusting in some phantom plan? But is there some reason that President Trump has not gone nuclear on John Thune yet? President Trump goes nuclear on all sorts of people. Now, not literally, because he's not that way in warfare. We see quick operations. Of course, Iran is going back and forth. There are no honest negotiations coming from Iran right now. We know that. But President Trump will go up to 11 and attack people that are getting in the way. I mean, he's gone after Thomas Massie and Nancy Mace, who had done a lot of good things. Marjorie Taylor Greene did a lot of good things. Oh, you can hate him now, but you didn't hate him then. But then Trump hates him, and then you got to hate him too, right? You know. So what is the plan with election integrity? To put the systems in place to make sure that only eligible United States citizens are going to be able to cast ballots. You got problems with mail-ins, you got problems and questions with mail-ins, potential problems and questions with mail-ins and with voter machines, computers, proprietary algorithms we can't share with you. Oh no, we're totally not connected to the internet, except, are you? Could you be? Could it be hacked and flipped in real time? Who knows? There's so many accusations. There's accusations that Erica Kirk took out her husband. There's accusations and speculation that Bibi took out Charlie Kirk. There's accusation. Every issue, it doesn't matter. Whatever the issue is, there's 100 things. Lindsey Graham passes and you go, meh. I got questions. I got speculations. I got concerns. I got speculations, and questions. 20 working days left in the Senate. Are you kidding me? So I don't know. Is our country slowly being taken from us? Because we've been waiting for these red waves every 2-year election cycle. And you go, how did the Democrats get votes again in this cycle? Where are they coming from? They're polling at about 19% approval rate. So we have questions. Plus, we have a whole bunch of other news to share. So buckle up, Buttercups. The TNAM Daily Show starts now.
Your guide to the truth, thenewamericanmedia.com.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Hit the thumbs up button, hit like, hit share with a friend. Share it on direct text message, share it on X, share it on Facebook. Share it with however you share things with people and invite them to the bar. My name's Brian. I'm the bartender. And we're going to talk about the stories on the screen behind us. Hello to everybody in chat. Patriot Warrior, Leanne, Droopy Dog, Marion, David. I might be missing some people, but hello to everyone. Oh, Trash Panda Texas saying 4 p.m. Eastern time to announce the replacement for Graham. I'm hearing it's going to be Lindsey Graham's sister. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. We do know that one of the preferred ways, aside from book deals, to money launder, to corrupt politicians is through their family. Look at Gavin Newsom, allegedly. Yeah, oh, I got a nonprofit. I got an NGO. You hear NGO, you hear nonprofit, you should just think scam at this point. Just think money laundering, corruption, scam, grift, graft, theft, misappropriation of funds, subterfuge, NGO, nonprofit, yeah, scam. And so if you have Lindsey Graham's sister taking the seat, I don't know. 4 p.m. Eastern, well, that'll probably be announced after this program, but please check in for the developing news. All right. Let's go to some of that news, shall we? All right, here's one. Let's expand on this. Tim Ballard shared this one. A father has been sentenced to 25 years in prison for beating his 3-month-old son to D with a blunt object. Right after the verdict, the infant's uncle confronts the convicted man outside the courtroom. I don't know this wrap up. I don't know what this is. This could all be AI. I'd like to see a link to the original story. I'd like to know where and when this allegedly happened. But you got to punch in. I mean, Family sort of needs to look out for family. I don't
Whew,
condone
you better
violence,
hope.
But how many of you would tap that button? Will allow this. That classic meme. I'll allow this. Many would probably agree.
Whew, you better. Whew, you.
All right, the Charlie Kirk assassination trial continues, and people, I don't know, I think people are taking a second look at Candace Owens and the whole blame Erica crowd. I don't have a team on this case. I'm just looking at the information, looking at the evidence. People said, oh, a 30-06 could never do that. On X and on Instagram, we shared a whole bunch of hunters who took down deer with 30-06. And sometimes it doesn't blow the hole out of the side of a rhinoceros or a concrete building, like you said. Oh, that would flip a Ford Escort. It would explode it on impact. There's no way that could have been used. And you go, I don't know. I don't claim to be a ballistics expert. Let's listen. But anyway, a lot of people are now looking at the demonization of Erica Kirk and wondering if it was this Robinson guy that the judge has seen preliminary information. And now, what is it? Now it's gone to him to determine if the case is going to go to trial or not. Stay tuned on that. But, you know, do you think anybody that quickly jumped to a conclusion one way or the other, Erica did it, Israel did it, his security team did it, whatever combination of this, or the guy on the roof with the gun that said he did it and the parents turned him in, is it possible he did it? You know, our society in 2026 is so backward that, well, I'm going to get to Lindsey Graham. John pointed out I can't do any more mandate jokes. I've performed some Lindsey Graham jokes on stage. Anyway, take a listen.
You better hope that everything you've said about this woman is true. You better hope that every name you've called her is accurate. You should be praying that the accusations you've hurled her way actually did happen, because you will stand before a holy God one day. And the Bible says you will give an account for every idle word you spoke. You do know the Bible mentions gossip and slander over 150 times, and that it says that your judgment comes back to you the same way you've dished it out. Have you read the passages where God talks about his heart for the widows? Whew! Some of you better start repenting now. Or, I guess, double down on your claims and wait for that meeting in front of the throne of a holy God. Whew, you better hope that everything you've said about this woman is true. You better hope that every...
All right. I don't know if anyone's going to change their minds. But that's a question I would like to ask, chat. Has anybody changed their mind based on what we've seen in the trial? I'd be curious to know that one. I don't know. I don't know that I have changed my mind. I'm waiting for the situation to play out. But have you changed your mind in any way, or has the Charlie Kirk assassination trial just further locked you in on your opinion? All right, let's read this about conspiracy theory nuts post. Got to mute the music. Will it mute automatically, or will it even load? Got that pinwheel of death right there. Now, we talked about this when Andrew Breitbart was taken out. So I know this story has been out there for quite some time. Once again, I share this as a recreational post for entertainment purposes only, but conspiracy theory nut claims, did you know the CIA once demonstrated a heart attack gun before the U.S. Senate. In a 1975 hearing, CIA Director William Colby confirmed the agency possessed an electric pistol that fired a tiny dart almost silently without the target realizing they were hit, with discussion of efforts to make the toxin difficult to detect in an autopsy. Have you heard of any recent heart attacks that seemed a little off? Read the official Senate testimony to yourself and draw your own conclusions. Intelligence Activity, Senate Resolution 21, 1975. Oh, there's, okay. Any volume? No volume playing.
Does anybody really?
But yeah, I recall we were talking about this with Andrew Breitbart. And now Lindsey Graham, a sudden illness. Or was he poisoned? Or did he take the jab? Here's Lindsey Graham, 71 years young, promoting Russian sanctions bill in Ukraine. Take a watch.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Happy to see you. How are you?
Good. Older.
Good.
Older.
Older, a little.
But no wiser. Good to see you. Thank you.
Such a cheesy, older but no wiser. A brief and sudden illness. Passed away Saturday, shortly after returning from a trip to Ukraine. Emergency responders dispatched his Washington, D.C. home after reports of someone suffering chest pains. CPR underway before he was pronounced dead. His office did not release additional details about the cause of death. He was first elected to the Senate in, who am I reading this from? Mo News? Don't know this account. Become one of the Republican Party's most recognizable voices on national security and foreign policy. Elected to the Senate in 2002, longtime advocate of robust U.S. military engagement abroad. Yeah, he's been claimed to have never seen a war that he didn't like. Him and John McCain, not Eye Patch McCain, but McCain, war hawks, they were called. Pushed for intervention in Iraq and Iran and was amongst Congress's strongest supporters of Israel and Ukraine. Political career closely tied to two defining relationships. First with his longtime friend and mentor, there you go, the late Senator John McCain, later with President Trump. After initially opposing Trump's 2016 presidential campaign, Graham became one of the president's most loyal defenders and trusted advisors, helping shape the administration's foreign policy agenda while remaining an outspoken advocate for an assertive American role overseas. Family has requested privacy as they mourn the death. In a social media post, President Trump praised Graham as a true American patriot and said details on funeral arrangements would follow. Iranian state TV announced the death by stating, "I congratulate the great nation of Iran on the fact that Lindsey Graham, the warmongering anti-Iran U.S. senator, has gone straight to hell."
Thank you for coming, Lindsey.
Yeah. Got a little update for you here.
Yeah.
Just tell me when I can talk. But
So when I get back to Washington, I'm going to go with Senator Blumenthal to the Republican and Democratic leader to see if we can find time to move this Russian sanctions package that would give tools to President Trump to help end this war. We have a magic moment in time here. In the coming months, if we do this right, increase Ukraine's lethality, get people to help us with Putin rather than propping him up, we can end this war.
So could it be a Russian hit job, or was it just a guy that was 71 years old and had a heart attack? We don't believe anything these days. And it's not our fault we don't believe anything because we've been so consistently and repeatedly lied to. Over and over, again and again, we get lied to. And so now, straightforward stories do not I don't know. They do not. We just don't trust any of it. I don't know. I don't know what I was trying to say there. That we do not. I guess we just do not trust anything. So I'll see. I did see a post about an aorta, but there's preliminary. They're looking for toxicology now, they seem to be saying. So preliminarily, it looks like it's going to be. Yeah, they're going to be looking into it. I don't know. What else are we supposed to say? What else do we know? All right, did you see this video yet? As with every video, don't know if it's AI or not, but it's being widely reported. This is one of those be careful posts. Ortho, I don't think never leave your cave without your club would necessarily help you in this case, but maybe it would. I don't know what's going to stop a bison, but the beginning goes, yeah, that's me. You're probably wondering how I ended up in this situation. Look at this dude flipped upside down. A bison knocks a man close to 10 feet high at Yellowstone National Park. Have you ever been this close to a bison? And have you felt safe? July 10th at Bridge Bay Campground, south of Fishing Bridge, during bison rut season when males grow aggressive competing for mates. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh, my God. What the heck would you do? Oh, my gosh. That guy's just running around in circles trying to get that bison stuck in that tree. And oh, no, oh, no, oh, no. Ah! Up and out.
On 3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Whenever I see or read about bison, this clip pops up in my head.
Oh, no, I ain't messing with you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, I'm not messing with you. On 3. Oh.
That initial 100-yard distance well beyond park safety guidelines. The grandson escaped unharmed thanks to quick thinking. Park rangers tweeted the man's hip and leg injuries on site, and he faces a painful but potentially recoverable road ahead. Marking Yellowstone's second bison-human clash this year, reminding visitors of the animal's unpredictable 2,000-pound power. Well, there you go. Mike McLeod filmed the incident. We do feel safe in these areas, and we probably shouldn't. It was right about this time that I knew that I effed up. I know it doesn't almost look like a cartoon. It looks exactly like a cartoon. I mean, he's alive, but look at this dude. Be careful out there. Don't mess with Mother Nature. Should this guy have had his club with him? Would it have helped? I don't know. Can you shoot a bison to defend your life? Or are they protected more than you are? Oof. And see, this bison was interested in them right away. Like right there. And it's like, all right, yep, I get it, gotta roll on up. Then that truck came to pass. And the truck almost saved him, but then the truck left. So So be careful. All right, let's check in on what I don't know what you would call the non-official story believing crew have to say about the Charlie Kirk case. Here's Nick Fuentes.
Charlie Kirk was killed by Tyler Robinson. He was. Tyler Robinson's transgender boyfriend sold him out. His parents turned him in. His DNA was found at the scene of the crime. His grandparents' gun was found in the bush, discarded after the killing. Tyler Robinson was the killer. He confessed. And what was Tyler Robinson? He was part of the radical left. He was in left-wing Discord servers. He organized with left-wing students. He was one of these people that would have been in favor of Zohran Mamdani. He's a radical left, trans liberation, socialist progressive, hick lib. That's what he was. He killed Charlie Kirk.
Did I hear hick lib? I don't know what that phrase means.
Charlie Kirk was killed by Tyler Robinson. He was. Tyler Robinson's transgender boyfriend sold him out.
All right, so I guess it just kind of goes on here. Fuentes goes on to explain, according to Nat Chronicle, that the never-ending theory that Israel had Kirk killed originated from the left wing. Okay. People are still saying Robinson is a patsy. Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, patsies are taken out. Patsies get Jack Rubied. Wasn't his name Rubenstein? I think his name was Rubenstein. Call him Ruby, though. Patsies are usually silenced. Dead men tell no tales. Oh, Dina's saying with that bison, don't look them in the eye. Can apply to certain people, too. What's this? At a picnic area in Colorado, they found the remains of someone eaten by a bear. Ugh. Leanne thinks if she were guessing, it was a natural death of Lindsey Graham. We shall see. I mean, people die, even young people.
Charlie.
I believe this is New York. A woman gets assaulted by some dude. Look at this. He's swinging what appears to be maybe a guitar? I don't know what this thing or what. Ah, there's too much music. I just noticed the music. This would be never leave your cave without your club. And the woman's getting arrested? What kind of universe is this? Yeah, we need to kind of normalize not arresting people defending themselves. Clearly defending themselves. That is my understanding of what happened. Like I said, I think it was Cam Higbee shared a post of like, I don't know, 6 or 9. I'm trying to remember how many images there were. I'm just looking at the evidence. What else can I do? Comedian Steve Byrne says, surprisingly, Senator Lindsey Graham has passed away at 71 years old after giving a spirited speech yesterday. Official cause of death will be answered in a 3-part podcast by Candace Owens. That's how I get my news now. Candace Owens. Bees and dreams and hunches and instincts. All right. Great video of the day. Hero of the day. Now, look, I like this post. I don't know what Rap House TV is. But after this post, I think I'll just give them a follow. Because they're explaining it. 100-degree temperatures in Gilbert, Arizona. What was this, June? There's a news report next. I'll just play it.
I don't think there's any apartments around here. I can tell you that.
There are moments in life that reveal who we are. For 14-year-old Royal Cothran, it happened on a bike ride in Gilbert.
That kid's 14? I thought he was younger than that.
Back in June.
Yeah, I could look it up on my phone if you want me to.
With temperatures soaring above 100 degrees, he came across a woman who was lost, confused, and struggling.
By the way, Arnold, I agree 1,000%. Weird things happen with the FBI and CIA too. Agreed. I don't blame people that are questioning everything. I don't blame people that are accepting everything. I think we need to be able to realize a couple things in the Kirk investigation. Just because evidence hasn't been made public before the trial, like that's usually how things work. You don't want to give away your hand. You don't want to taint the jury pool. You put the evidence out at the trial and you let that evidence speak at the trial. You don't need to try it in a court of public affairs. Like, I don't need to be swayed. Candace Owens doesn't need to be convinced of anything one way or another. The case needs to be proven when it's time to prove the case. So I guess my only problem would be if the understanding is that all of those TPUSA video files were turned over to the police and there were 0 edits made, and if that did happen and was accounted for from every one of those devices, if a person then continues to knowingly put out the message that that did not happen, I would then have a problem with that. However, at this point, I don't have it answered. Were there any edits made? Have we accounted for every single camera? Why was their first instinct to grab that footage? I mean, maybe just to preserve it. If they go rushing off, they don't want it to disappear. Okay, to figure out what happened. Maybe that's not the worst idea I've heard, because they're just fleeing the scene. They're hopping in a vehicle and going. They go, I got to taking this. I don't know what. Can't leave this behind to disappear. But I think it's after we knowingly learn that the dude confessed to it and his gay lover confessed to it, and that the parents turned him in, and that he was on campus 4 times. Like, the claims that, oh, none of this is happening because we didn't have the info, those stop being valid claims if it's disproven. And by the way, I mean, this is just, it was a preliminary trial. This isn't the actual trial either. But that's what I'm trying to figure out, the nuts and bolts of what we know, what we think we know, the claims that aren't quite validated. That's what I'm aiming at, trying to figure that stuff out. Anyway, back to this video, this 14-year-old hero.
Struggling in the heat, and without hesitation, he stopped.
I don't even know. She just looked like something was wrong. So I started talking to her.
That woman was Teresa Morgan, a beloved mother recently diagnosed with dementia. After becoming disoriented, she unknowingly wandered miles from home after visiting a nearby grocery store.
Miles from home, dementia. Who knows how that story could turn out? A bison or a bear or a robber or dehydration, disappearance. It could have ended 100 bad ways.
And Royal became the lifeline she didn't know she needed.
I knew it was hot. She was sweating.
Instead of riding off, Royal stayed by her side, getting her to shade, and was able to get Teresa to remember her son Jeff's phone number.
Maybe we can try to call him on my phone.
It's incredible, really, what he did.
Jeff says Royal explained the situation, racing over minutes.
God, I love stories like this. Just, it fills up your hope meter. Look, you got to have hope. Hope and change. We're just 5 days away from radically transforming this formerly great nation. Yeah, hope's not good, but like this just fills me up with, all right, maybe America can survive.
Later, before the Gilbert Fire Department arrived on scene, telling me what Royal did wasn't just helpful, it was life-saving.
Just so lucky, so fortunate that he ran across her and he cared enough to stay with her and to take care of her.
His mom says she's proud, but not surprised. Helping people has always been part of who her son is.
This kid's like a young Fred Durst.
Super proud. Obviously, he was calm, he was compassionate.
The outcome would have been much, much worse had he not done what he did.
Soon Royal will be honored by the Gilbert Fire Department and the Air National Guard. But the family he helped says he'll always have another title too, hero.
I don't think there's any apartments around here, I can tell you that.
God bless that kid, you know? Welcome, Liberty Tango, saying greetings. 308 is my favorite caliber. Well, congratulations to that kid.
I don't think there's any.
And the so Iran has gone sideways, but we sort of knew that was going to happen. This is allegedly conservative chocolate vet put this video out. U.S. completely destroying IRGC headquarters in Iran. Let me check this on yeah, let me check this on X. Let's see if I have some confirmation on this. Because I see these videos, I go, I don't know, it could be a video game. It could. Okay, I see it being shared. I don't see it from a valid source. Conservative Brief sharing this one. Let's do some quick research. IRGC. U.S. strikes. Allegedly. Yeah, see, this is a parody account showing this. U.S. destroying IRGC headquarters. Well, if it's a parody account, it's the commentary account. Tehran, IRGC's Khorsar Allah headquarters. There you go. Video shows fire at a skyscraper in China in 22. So you can't believe these videos when you see it and share it. Yes, the note is helpful. Easy to understand, addresses the post's claim. You know, when I see stuff from accounts I'm not familiar, like I've seen this video, but Armed Forces Archives render footage. Is that so? That's like animation. Yeah. So none of this video can be confirmed. Let me ask Grok. Wasn't there an Ask Grok button? I thought there was. Can I click this? And oh, there we go. Is this confirmed video or fake? Grok is thinking about the request. Not confirmed real footage. All right. Simulated render material other than live capture. So I'm going to put this comment into the text on Instagram so that people know it. I'm going to say per Grok. I wish I didn't even have to see this footage. If it's not real, I don't want to see it. Flag it. For entertainment purposes only. But now you know. If you see that footage, don't trust it. Okay. Let's start with Laura Loomer saying, 5 days ago, Senator Lindsey Graham posted about how the IRGC threatened to assassinate him. They threatened to assassinate me and President Trump as well, with matching posters of our faces held by IRGC operatives at Khamenei's funeral that called for our heads to roll. Now, Senator Graham is dead 1 day after returning from Ukraine. Russia sent a delegation to Khamenei's funeral. While in Ukraine, Senator Graham spoke about sanctioning Russia and further assisting Ukraine in their defense against Putin. Recently, Russia threatened to supply Iran with nuclear weapons. Russia is threatening to supply Iran with nukes. According to Laura Loomer, this doesn't feel like a coincidence. Lindsey Graham replied 7 days ago now, whatever it was. At least they used a good photo of me. Judge me by my enemies. And it's got bullseyes on the head of Ben Shapiro, Lindsey Graham. Is that Marian Adelson, maybe? Laura Loomer. At Khomeini's funeral in Tehran, signs displayed Trump, Shapiro, Loomer, Adelson, Graham, and others with red targets over their faces. In the end, your heads will be severed, they say.
We have some targets.
Who's this? Mark Dubowitz?
It's here for you. Do you have proof?
Who's that? Peter Thiel.
Oh, this one. We have some targets here for you.
Harrison Smith responded to Laura Loomer going, whoa, 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 are you suggesting that a foreign power might have killed our civilian leadership? Who would do that? Who would normalize using assassination as a tool of war? Do you have any leads as to who could have started such an insane and dangerous tactic? I think you know what he's getting at. But for those of you in Rio Linda, California, I'm holding here in my formerly nicotine-stained hands that I think he's referring to Israel. Harrison Smith referring to Israel. So there's an ICE incident in Maine. Town Hall Media says Biddeford, Maine, allegedly a driver tries to run over ICE agents with his vehicle. Agents respond, and the driver is eliminated. Pretty bad strategy, though. Not a wise strategy. Leanne says Iran was hit last night from what I saw. Yes, my understanding is Iran was smacked. My questioning is whether the thing that's being shown on video claiming to be footage of the strike is actually footage from the strike. And in both of those cases, the answer was no, it was not. Is it relevant? I want to know if what I'm watching is a simulation. Dramatization may not have occurred. Don't claim that I'm watching something real when it's not real. I didn't tarnish Rush's phrases. I said it exactly. I don't have his impression down right. Look, for those of you in Rio Linda, California, I wasn't mocking El Rushbo. I wasn't tarnishing El Rushbo. I was finishing my report on the story, as Rush would say, for those of you in Rio Linda, California. For those of you nitwits out there who don't understand, formerly nicotine-stained fingers. Come on, I've listened to thousands of hours of Rush. May he rest in peace. Of course.
Aftermath of that.
All right, well, Asmongood put this out. Tim Pool's wrapped up in this whole Charlie Kirk and Ben Shapiro, why are security teams talking to each other story. And Candace Owens kind of trying to rip the Republican Party into pieces. Is she jealous, non-ex-girlfriend scorned? I don't know.
Aftermath of this was that they're putting pressure on his neck and they're dragging his body to the car. And what I was told was that he still had a pulse. And someone from their security team. So look, guys, what a brutal day, man. It's so hard to. I can't stand these people. This is what kills politics. This is what kills the space. This is what kills the passion. Candace is evil. She doesn't care, and the rest of us will suffer because of it. because the passion and drive that keep us connected in politics help us make the world better. And it's not just her. There's others, and I'm going to call them out too, that are burning that down. That I meet people every day saying, I can't watch this stuff anymore because this is what it's devolving into.
And that's what I fight every day. There are some days I'm like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to cover this shit. I don't want to talk about what's going on. I brought up a current event to somebody the other day and they're like, no, I don't get off on all this misery like you do. Huh? I'm number one, F you. Number two, I'm doing my best to, what do I say? We're rifling through the rubbish trying to separate fake news from fact. Even things as seemingly irrelevant as a rendered footage that did not happen. I don't want things floating around, and I don't want my audience out there consuming and sharing media without having a healthy sense of skepticism. Tim Pool, I think he's getting at the fact that Candace Owens has an unhealthy skepticism. And there's a difference. We need coaches. We need teachers. We need confidants. We need comrade. Nope, that's a bad word. We need, confidants. What's the phrase? What's the word I'm looking for? Colleagues. That's the one I was looking for. Came out as comrades. No comrades here. From a no comrade zone. Thank you very much. This is a comrade-free zone. I hope I'm not tarnishing the image of Bill O'Reilly by using his spin-free zone. Ortho, I wasn't making fun of Rush. I am imitating Rush. There's a difference. Some people don't get that. Not that you didn't get that because you're laughing. I do get that. And you're saluting like you get it, but still. Yeah, John was like, you can't do any mandate jokes about Lindsey Graham. I'm like, The Trump administration and I have decided to put a mandate out there making sure that we don't use petroleum-based food dyes in our food supply anymore. Hi, Lindsey Graham here. What would I say? What did I say? I'm a man's man, Lindsey Graham. I'm sorry, did I hear something about a mandate? And I was told I'm not supposed to do that anymore. That it would be in poor taste. But impressions are just impressions. Jokes are just jokes. Take it or leave it. Anyway, I not the biggest Tim Pulpit fan in the world, but I can relate to what he's saying here. There are days covering the news. It's like, I don't want to have anything to do with it, but I do believe that I'm providing some sort of a valuable service to you, to me, to the whole crew of liberty-loving people trying to make this world a better place. I hope, I believe that these things do make a difference. And if we can shed some light on some stuff and debunk some things, I think there's a value to it. And it's tough sometimes. But, speaking about it being tough sometimes, that'd be a good time to remind you. I didn't even mention it once on the program. Got to do an ad read. Put it up the bottom of the screen. This is my work. This is what I do. And it's a strange thing that I do, hoping that each month I can pay the bills. I stand out on the street corner just playing guitar with the guitar case open. And if you like what you're hearing, please consider tossing some silver coins into my tip jar back there underneath the television set. I am your neighborhood bartender. When I clock out, my tab is free $0.00. But if you like what you're seeing and you'd like to see some more of it, please consider becoming a monthly sponsor on Patreon, YouTube, or Rumble. As little as $5 a month. You set it and forget it. That's $60 a year. Of course, they take their fees, so I even get less than that unless you do Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal that comes to me directly. But it's all good, and it all helps, and it's easy on some of these platforms, so I don't want to discourage any of your gracious donations. But they are needed. So please consider finding the New American Media on Patreon, Rumble, or YouTube and becoming a monthly sponsor. Pretty easy to do. You set it up once and forget it. Yes, they have your credit card info. I don't want my credit card info on file. That sounds exactly like something I would say. However, you also have credit card protections in case anything got wonky, and I don't have any reason to believe it would. You can dispute a charge and cancel things pretty quick. But, yep, as little as $5, become a monthly sponsor, as well as Rumble Rant tips, Super Chat tips, Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. All scrolling at the bottom of the screen if you would like to donate to your local, not local, but your, I guess your local liberty lover. I like triple word scores with alliterations, but I'm not local. I guess you're loyal. I've been loyal. I consistently do this week in and week out. Over the course of how many thousands of episodes and videos that we've put out over the past 15 years, you kind of know what you're getting out of me. And I'm going to try to do my best to be accurate in the stuff I say. And if you appreciate it, please consider dropping a tip into the tip jar. Back to Tim Pool.
And there are psychopaths that are led astray, like the disgusting Pied Piper she is, leading them off into the ocean, or to get whacked with hammers. Anyway.
In the comment there, Candace has receipts. What do you find the most compelling receipt of Candace's, Leanne? I'm not shutting down conversation on the topic. We welcome it. Hell, this show used to be called the Agree to Disagree Show. We can agree, or we can disagree, or we can remain undecided, and we don't have to be disagreeable if we do disagree. But what do you consider to be the most pertinent receipts that Candace has shown us? I'm all in on hearing everybody's perspective.
So here's what happens. Here's the likely scenario. I can tell you what happened with the aftermath of this was that they're putting pressure on his neck.
Oh, wait, it cut off here. Asmund Good explained, Poole explains why he reported that Charlie was stable in the immediate aftermath, how his information turned out to be wrong, why he refuses to delete those posts. He argues that Candace and others are burning down the passion and drive to keep people connected to American politics. Then he meets people every day who say they can no longer watch because of what the space has devolved into. First comment, Lucid says Tim Pool gets paid by Israel if anyone cares. WKB says Candace is just asking questions. If that offends you, seek help. Anthony says Tim is part of the 7K club for those that are wondering. Brandon, Candace is the only one seeking the truth. So, I mean, it's like Evan says Tim didn't complete one single thought here, just making noise, thinking it's resonating with the people. Tim's the kind of guy, says Hive, that he's the type of guy that would have been upset with people questioning who really killed JFK during the year after it happened. This one says Tim Pool is a paid shill. Crusader says his little hat is giant. It gets bigger with every 7K. So, not a lot of love for Tim Pool in those comment sections. And I've often wondered why a handful of 30 to 80 podcasters are filthy friggin' rich while the rest of the people get silenced and censored and shadow banned on social media and don't get their voice on a level playing field. Tim is among one of the most successful, so obviously in that group that I wonder, how is that person getting so much attention, so much funding, so much success? Out of curiosity. Is it because he's in the 7K club? I don't know. I don't know who funds him. I hear what he's accused of being funded by. But I digress.
Aftermath.
We're here to listen to other perspectives and consider what makes sense. That's what we do here. By the way, now, why is viewer discretion advised in this one? Daily Post World looks like a new account. I mean, this could be a fake video for all I know. They're saying this is a video from Russian military training exercise of an operator losing control of a truck-mounted YAKB 12.7 millimeter rotary machine gun. After intense recoil causes the weapon to swing unexpectedly. Check this out. Woo! Did you see that dude duck? If you didn't, you might have seen him decapitated. And by the way, is this video game? Is this AI? Can't tell. I don't know what Daily Post World is. But that dude looks up and it's still spinning. He's like, oh, get my ass down. Okay. I guess today's the day of the cartoon footage. This is all cartoony. This is completely cartoony. And the comment says, yeah, he ducked being shot in the head only to burn his hand on the barrel right at the end of it. I think I hear someone laughing. Seeing right there, get down. If that thing's malfunctioning, get down. Right here, burns his hand. Jeez, and that dude goes flying. Yeah, AI, that's my guess. I understand the skepticism. I understand everybody viewing everything with mistrust these days. That just seemed interesting to me. And we'll put that as a comment. AI, question mark. That's very cartoony. Here's another video that's probably not real. I wonder if I can share this with Grok and find out if this video. Grok says the video and claims recycle earlier strike reports rather than confirming new July 13th events. No verified fresh Tehran headquarters destruction. Let me ask Grok, were there U.S. strikes on Iran in the past couple days? And if so, what damage or verified videos? In the past week, between July 7 and 12, CENTCOM confirms operations hitting 80 to 140 targets. This is per Grok, including air defense, coastal radar, anti-ship sites, and over 60 IRGC small boats in southern areas like in response to Iranian attacks on commercial shipping in the Strait of Hormuz. Precision strikes degraded Iranian naval and missile capabilities. Iranian sources claim retaliatory hits on U.S.-linked bases in Kuwait, Jordan, and elsewhere, with explosions and fires at military sites, but no independent verification of major Tehran headquarters destruction in the latest round. Okay, so no independent verification of major Tehran headquarters destruction in the latest round. CENTCOM and Gulf News released official clips of strikes on air defenses and radar. Public footage shows nighttime explosions and smoke in southern Iran, but many viral Tehran HQ videos are older renders or recycled from prior phases. No confirmed new high-quality live videos of fresh headquarter hits. Okay. Leanne says, Tim doesn't like Candace. No, not at all. They do not like each other at all. All right, so now that we can't trust those strike videos, let's see if there's anything else floating around in the universe that we can watch and trust. Right there at the top of our X account, please follow us if you were not already at. Pause that. I didn't play. Thank you. Please consider following us at American_media_ for 15 years. We've been covering the news. And pinned at the top is the link to our Patreon. It's super easy. Click it and become a monthly sponsor. All right, so these videos are not accurate. I'm going to request a community note. Video not recent or local to claim. I've requested a community note on that, and I'm going to unshare it. All right. Let's check in on Congress. I don't recall when this was from exactly, but Adam Carolla loved this.
Stop lecturing the rest of us. Just because you think you are the smartest person in the world doesn't mean the rest of us agree to that, okay? Thank you.
Senator Hirono?
Senator,
I knew
Senator,
Diane.
Senator Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a moment ago,
Hirono is just one of the weirdest humans out there.
our colleague Senator Hirono said there's a lot more to say, and indeed she's right. And in fact, I want to go back to her comments. She began by saying we have a long history of racial discrimination in this country. That's undoubtedly correct. And then she said, quote, we had poll taxes, we had literacy tests, we even had tests of how many jelly beans are in a jar. Mr. Chamberlain, when Senator Hirono says we had poll taxes, I want to ask you who we is, and in particular, what party was it that implemented poll taxes in the South?
And I don't want to necessarily speak in every single case, but I'm pretty confident it was mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that put literacy tests in place in the South?
Same answer, mostly the Democrats.
And what party was it that had tests like how many jelly beans are in a bottle?
The Democrats.
Tell me, what party were the founders of the Ku Klux Klan from?
I'm pretty sure that was the Democrats.
Indeed. In fact, Nathan Bedford Forrest, the founder of the Klan, was a delegate to the 1860 Democrat National Convention. What party wrote the Jim Crow laws in the South?
The Democrats.
And so on this side of the aisle were members of the Republican Party. Who was the first Republican president?
Abraham Lincoln.
The Republican Party was literally founded to oppose slavery. We came into existence because slavery was a grotesque evil, and it was President Lincoln, the first Republican president, who signed the Emancipation Proclamation, who won the Civil War, and that resulted in the freeing of the slaves and the passage of the 13th, 14th, and 15th Amendments. By the way, fast forward to the Civil Rights era. Bull Connor, one of the most noxiously racist politicians. What party was he from?
He was a Democrat.
The Democrats, for the entire history of their party, have been a party based on racial discrimination. They affirmatively embrace it. They support it. Let me ask you, Mr. Grime, is discriminating based on race consistent with the United States Constitution?
No.
What does the 14th Amendment say about discrimination based on race?
It's prohibited.
What does the 15th Amendment say about discriminating based on race, and in particular drawing congressional lines and explicitly discriminating based on race?
It's prohibited.
Yeah. Don't let the Democrats forget who they are as much as they try to gaslight you. All right, so Eric Daughtry telling us that Democrats and the fake news are erupting in panic mode after President Trump fires every Democrat member. You could say Democrat member or deep state traitor. I mean, that Democrat Party is not your parents' Democrat Party. Every Democrat member of the U.S. Election Assistance Commission and the Trump admin vows prosecution if officials let non-citizens vote. Trump is pushing paper ballots and verifying citizenship to vote. Take a watch of this.
Consequences.
And by the way, this is directly because of the Supreme Court ruling that President Trump can do this.
Basically what the White House said after Trump fired the remaining 3 members of the Bipartisan Election Assistance Commission this week. A White House official told MS Now, quote, the president and head of the executive branch reserves the right to remove individuals that may not be totally aligned with the important task of securing America's elections and ensuring every legal vote is counted. Nowhere did that official indicate how these members failed in their task, But it may very well be that they were just not, quote, totally aligned with Trump's view of securing the election. And the consequences have become even greater for the states. The New York Times reports that the administration could hold back tens of millions of dollars in anti-terrorism funds to states that do not agree to make changes to their election process, including transitioning to paper ballots and verifying the citizenship of voters. And if non-citizens were to vote, which is extremely rare and already against the law, the DOJ is threatening top election officials nationwide with criminal prosecution, according to a letter sent to all 50 states and reviewed by MS Now. The DOJ is also planning to send election monitors to 15 jurisdictions in 6 states for the remaining primary elections this summer to, quote, ensure voter confidence in the upcoming primary elections. Or at least.
So yeah, and you also wonder why won't Congress remove the parliamentarian that keeps blocking them on stuff? The Democrats do all these things and the Republicans just go along with it, which makes you think that a lot of these Republicans, air quote, the rhinos, Republican in name only, that they play for the same team. Ortho giving some kudos to Teddy. Well said, Teddy. Yeah, and now Ted Cruz is going to be picking up for Mitch McConnell starting today, I think, because McConnell's incapacitated. I think he's next man up. And we'll see if he's going to push the Save America Act or not. Yeah, you're right, Dina. The Dems even kicked God off of their platform. That was how many years ago at the Democrat convention? Leanne telling us AI is all over the place. YouTube, other places, all over. Agreed. Arnold says, I watched a Canadian podcaster have a guest talking about those flock cameras, and that video is now blocked from viewers. Oh yeah, you're in the captured state of Canada. Yeah, you don't have freedom in Canada. It's bad up there. The truckers, they're trying to steal bank account funds from citizens. They're trying to censor the internet just like in England. It's bad. And it was bad in America until Trump took over a year and a half ago, almost roughly 2 years ago. And it can get bad that quickly again. We got to fight for it every day, which is what kind of keeps me going. It keeps me plugging along. Use 3 different devices and the same result. Do you have a VPN, a virtual private network that lets you view content that your tyrannical government is trying to keep from you? Information who, what, where, when, why, info needs to be available to people. And if you got a tyrannical government that's limiting your ability to research, yeah, that's a bad thing. I don't know if you can use VPNs up there, but it's a topic you should look into, Arnold. Virtual private network. Leanne says, Brian, I subbed on Rumble. Thank you. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. Thank you for that Rumble sub. Just today, when getting ready to do the show, YouTube demonetized yet another video of ours because we had the audacity of playing a clip of Department of Health Services, right? Well, there's DHS, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Health, and DHS? Anyway, Bobby Kennedy talking about censorship. And what did YouTube do? They censored me because they said I wasn't allowed to play a clip from Dr. Phil. It's copywritten content. I said, this is a public official talking about censorship in America. It's a very important, timely, educational video to provide original transformative commentary on it. It's fair use authorization that we can play clips. No, we can't play you the whole Dr. Phil interview and then try to monetize off it. That's not protected under fair use. Playing a 60, 90-second clip, yeah, that's protected. And Bobby's going on and on about how bad the censorship was and what happened. YouTube censored me for letting Bobby tell his story about censorship. It's unfucking believable. They will not leave us alone, and they keep stealing our advertising revenue. Rumble is a necessary outlet for us to combat their censorship and discrimination against TNAM. So thank you for following us on Rumble. And thank you to Liberty Tango, who comes in with a elbow off the top rope. $5 super chat. Liberty Tango, I appreciate you. It's the encouragement from the viewers that keeps this thing chugging along. And thank you so much. And thank you. Just a reminder, click the share show button, copy the link and text it to a couple of your friends and invite them into the bar. Leave some comments on bring people in. We want this place packed. We want to line out the door. By the way, I tried to go to a ice cream place yesterday. My God, the place was jam-packed, and there were 6 cars in the turning lane trying to get in, and all the cars from the other direction just kept going in. So it was like, not going to this place. I want to line out the door like Dairy Queen had yesterday. That's what I want. So please invite your friends to the party, and thank you, Liberty Tango. Your continued support, each and every one of you, is crucial and just absolutely appreciated. Ortho says, I am censored daily on ScrewTube. Oh, yeah. Liberty Tango says, Ted Cruz is a punk. He is, and he's also right about a lot of things, and he's also a punk on some things. Lindsey Graham, you'd be like, oh, yeah, well, look at that. That's good. And then you go, oh, geez, Lindsey Graham, why is he still around? There's a lot of Republicans that are sometimes indistinguishable from the deep state. Indefensible, undescribable, ununderstandable, non-understandable. I'm making up words now. Tough to comprehend and tough to support policy decisions, votes. And Lindsey Graham, Ted Cruz, Eye Patch McCain, Dan Crenshaw. I mean, there's a lot of people you just... Ortho says he might be a punk, but he's our punk. Sometimes he is. Sometimes Nancy Mace. Sometimes Thomas Massey. Sometimes Marjorie Taylor Greene. Until they're not. I don't know. Yes. Arnold says Ted Cruz, another Canadian taking up a position in the Senate. Go Ted Cruz, born in Calgary. Yeah, that was the big thing in his debate, his run for president. It's like, bro, you're not even from here. You're not eligible. You're not a natural-born U.S. citizen. And it gets wonky in the definitions. And we've been saying for years, we need to define the definition of natural-born citizen. What is the report saying? Up to 1 million Chinese birth tourists flown over here to pop out a baby. Oh, look, it's an American citizen because 2 non-Americans popped out a baby on U.S. soil. Now we're going to go take it back for 18 years of brainwashing, propaganda, threats, and manipulation and strong-arm tactics to be a good little communist, to maybe go serve in the U.S. Senate or, God forbid, even the presidency of the United States as a Manchurian candidate. Yeah. Now, hold on a second here. What is this? This is new. I've never heard such a thing. Brian, if I had your driver's info, I would send you money through Western Union via Walmart. I've done this for my American friends. Do you have Venmo or Cash App or PayPal? The digital transfer, those are simple. I don't know what would I... Number one, thank you for considering. Number one, thank you for considering a donation. It really does humble me. I appreciate it. And it lets me know I'm on the right path, that people are resonating with the image. People are resonating with the information that we're providing, with the content that we're providing, with that we're providing value and fun and community, and that we're really we're doing our best. We're doing our best here. Actually, let me ask Grok. That's an interesting thing that you just mentioned. So let's see. What info does someone need to send Western Union from Canada to an American? Western Union. I can't say I'm familiar with it. So the sender, no, not the sender. Okay, I'm getting info. All right, I had to tell Jamie a bunch of stuff there. A P.O. box is generally acceptable as the address, associating the transfer with the right general area for pickup options and verification. Recipient still picks up cash in person at Western Union agent location, not by mail or at the P.O. box. Oh, they need the MTCN, matching photo ID, and other details. Funds aren't mailed. Yeah, I would suggest Venmo or Cash App or PayPal. Those are so easy. You just click, you tap it, and it goes. Now you got me thinking. Arnold saying Ted Cruz's father was there in Dallas in 62 or 63 or 62. Yeah, what did President Trump accuse Ted Cruz's dad of being a serial killer? Friggin' politics, but they've always been bad. Wasn't it Thomas Jefferson and John Adams accusing, like, you're a hermaphrodite? It's like, what? What's going on here? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we got to secure the midterms or else we're in big trouble here in America. Ro Khanna is, this goofball Ro Khanna, for the life of me, I don't know why Thomas Massie hitched his political future to Ro Khanna instead of President Trump. I like a lot of what Thomas Massie had to say, but Fox News is calling out Ro Khanna for lying about being detained in the West.
Did you really not know that going into a restricted military area guarded by local security forces was going to result in your entourage getting stopped?
It was not an area that was restricted by military. American Congress people had been there before. We went with
prior coordination, sir.
If I could just finish, please, because this should be an outrage to any American citizen what happened.
Did you really not know that going into a restricted military area?
We've seen this over and over again. Democrats try to go everywhere, and it's like, no, you don't get to go to the El Salvadorian prison unannounced. No, you don't get to go block ICE agents. No, you don't get to waltz around wherever you want in Israel. Like, it's not an outrage, it's bad strategy. And if you're using it for brownie points or sympathy points, it ain't gonna work. Mike Lee says, how many legislative days does the Senate have to work and pass the Save America Act? As many as we want. But aren't there only 4 weeks until recess? Not if we just keep going. Winning is a matter of willpower. Mike Lee seems to be the only person in the Senate doing anything worth a damn. Why is the entire Senate so damn worthless? If you're not annoyed and frustrated or even angry by it, you must not be paying attention. Yeah, it was Gateway Pundit reporting that President Trump wants South Carolina Governor McMaster to appoint Lindsey Graham's sister, Darlene, to fill in the Senate seat. I don't know. Pete Hegseth has issued some information about people leaking info about Air Force One.
Leaks pose effective immediately. I have delegated tasking authority to the War Department's Office of General Counsel, empowering OGC to request and receive all information, records, and support across the department concerning media leak investigations. All department components and personnel will prioritize these requests, and any taskings issued by OGC under this authority must receive a full and complete response within 48 hours of issuance. Leaked information risks lives. These new tools and processes will greatly assist us in protecting our joint force. The security of our nation cannot be a bargaining chip for those who seek momentary headlines. Access to confidential and secret information is a sacred trust, and those who betray that trust will be met with the full force of the law. Again, I want to thank Acting Attorney General Blanche.
All right. So yeah, they're concerned about FBI reporting involved in rooting out the leaker who said that President Trump had to switch Air Force One planes in Turkey because of a security threat. Who's leaking this info? because it's letting the enemies know what we know, which means we're losing, what do you call it? Operational. You don't want to convey everything that you know to your enemy, especially when you're trying to find out who could be causing a problem. Hegseth says George Washington himself battled leaks and insider threats and espionage. So yeah, I've had concerns about the new Air Force One plane. Could it be used against us? Could they have stuff inside of it that could be, a Trojan horse? Here, accept this gift. And you're like, yay, until it goes down or erupts in flames. My understanding is that that plane was disassembled bolt by bolt, part by part, the entirety of it dissected and checked. Although, isn't this something we should be making on our own shores and maybe pass on that Trojan horse opportunity? Conor McGregor fought in a fight, and his head gasket is gone, destroyed. He had no injury or injuries going into camp. Going into the fight, he was throwing kicks, planting, and jumping all throughout camp, as well as backstage before the fight. It came out of nowhere. I'm beyond dark here. I can only describe it as hell. Oh, looks like he's limping right there a little bit. Fight video, shoe video. It's obvious that the injury happens here. I can't really play it for you, but maybe some still frames. Makes the kick and hurts his knee. And he's done. Conor McGregor's fighting future might be over now. Why the F did you come back, man? He says, I was so sharp and ready for this fight. I can't believe what's happened. The talk of me being off while walking to the ring was nonsense. Calm, ready, confident. I'm in shock with what took place. The devil is literally staring at me right in front of my face. I'm not engaging. I'll be at church tomorrow. I will overcome this. I will not be deterred. I will return. But then this happened at the fight. Did you catch this? Sophie Cunningham. Dana White says 8 minutes before the fight, I think Sophie asked if she could be a ring girl, and there she is pointing. She's like the new it girl. She's everywhere. Super popular. Kicked a field goal in the boys' football team in high school, which I find to be fantastic. So yeah, the fight didn't last long, and people are probably talking about Sophie Cunningham as the ring girl more than they are talking about the actual fight. Go figure. What an interesting... Look, Dana White's really good at getting attention and promoting his league. That much is for sure. To get a WNBA, one of the only two WNBA stars to be a ring girl was pretty great. And I believe that was at the Conor McGregor fight, at least at the event. Joey Manarino says, hey, if a dog is put to sleep when it bites a child, why is a pedo not also put to sleep if it molests a child? Know what I mean? That's a great question. Kid sneaks behind a McDonald's counter to grab some fries and gets exactly what he deserves. And he got tripped for stealing. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. I don't know. What am I supposed to say to that? Clown World put this out. An Airbnb host shows up to end a party. and tells the guest to leave. Instead of walking out, this happens. Guy rents out his place, and there's there's occupancy restrictions, and they decide to throw a massive raging party. So he shows up and says, "Go home."
Come on, y'all. Get him together. Get him together for putting us out.
Yeah, everybody's got to go.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Oh,
So they push him into the pool. The owner of the house disrespected in his own house.
shit! Oh. Oh, shit. Why would y'all do this?
Why would y'all do that?
Why would y'all do this?
They posted, when you try to put some St. Louis YNs out, the Airbnb without police. Oh, Airbnb. I mean, Arnold, I want to try. I want to. I don't even know how to do this. Do you have an email? Can you send me an email? Shoot me an email at brian@thenewamericanmedia.com. Tell me what you need. Let me see if there's a way that I could do this. I'm very intrigued with this Western Union thing, Arnold. Can you please shoot me an email, brian@thenewamericanmedia.com. I wonder if there's a way we can do this. I think I might be able to. Please shoot me an email and let me see. Thank you for the consideration. Connor Griffin says, living in Chicago is awesome because you can just go chill on the beach whenever you want. Look at that. Isn't that so nice? The Kevin Harlan effect says, my brother in Christ, is that concrete? Dudes in Chicago be like, let's hit the beach. I mean, is that what they're saying? Is that what they're calling a beach? I don't know. All right, here's a good one. Trump attempting to open the Strait of Hormuz. I think there's music I gotta mute. Playback speed, let's go time and a half. Here you go. Trump trying to open the Strait of Hormuz. I'm going to open this freezer. Yep, there we go. And I'm just going to climb up here. And for the second time, I can't. It's on the other. Wait a minute. I'm going to open up the Strait of Hormuz. There it goes. Let me just get up here to get into it. No, it's closed again. Doggone it all. It sort of feels like that, doesn't it? Yep, Sophie Cunningham. Old Salty Marine tells us that the Brits gave up their firearms in 1997. Less than 30 years later, they're being arrested for Facebook posts. Think about that. Now, this is super weird. I don't know what I'm watching. This is Andrew Tate breaking down how to beat the casino house with mathematics. Except what is happening, because the person behind him... Do you see anything weird with this video? Here. Use that one, Arnold. We will try that. Whoopi Goldberg should be a boxing ring girl? All right. All right, check this video out. Tell me if anything's weird.
The advantage that the House has is they go second. You go first, which means that a lot of people go over. You bust. You go over 21 before they have to pull out cards. But there is a strategy.
This guy has no head.
To blackjack. There is perfect mathematics, which you can play. You can get the house edge down to like 0.6%. It's the best game in the house besides Baccarat. Baccarat's only for the Chinese. So unless you're going to have slanted eyes, you're going to end up paying the blackjack. This is gambling knowledge. I'm telling you, that's how it works. So you got to look at the card they have showing. You got to look at your card. And you have to decide if you hit the stick, depending on.
The guy has no head back there. What are you even watching?
You're Chinese. Or
For you, Nigel, try to get 22.
Can we get this theme again, or just the beginning of
If you can. If you land like bang on 22, you win.
When's the last time you ate rice?
Look, what is this right here? It's a person without a head. Turning around, lifting an arm.
Baccarat. Advantage that the house
Look at this guy has no head. Has hands here and then no
They
head.
go second. You go first, which means that a lot of people go over. You bust.
What are we
you go over
watching?
21 before they.
What? I guess go into a casino with no head so they can't read your poker face. That's funny. Yeah, so this AI video. What? Meets with the headless horseman to discuss gambling tips. Bro put his head on the line in a hand of blackjack and lost it. I mean, this is just like an innocuous video. Nothing super relevant, but that was even done weird. Okay. Well, that's a weird post of the day. I don't know the point. I don't really know the point of that. Why would a video like that be fake? To what purpose? I don't know what's happening. So this is interesting. Lives of TikTok points to Anna Kasparian saying, what kind of monster thinks gloating about dead people is ever okay? I guess apologists for ethnic cleansing. Meanwhile, Anna Kasparian says good riddance to Lindsey Graham. She says, are you offended? Let me clarify. I'm elated that he's dead. Overjoyed. Just like he was elated at just like he was elated at seeing countless dead children throughout the Middle East. But remember, only apologists for ethnic cleansing thinks it's okay to gloat about dead people. So that's very intellectually honest from Anna Kasparian of the Young Turks. Rest in peace, actor Sam Neill from Jurassic Park, 78 years old. As well as being a fantastic actor, he regularly showed his love of nature and farming. Yeah, John, this is right up your alley, right? Here he is with his beloved duck, a lovely man who understood the value of the simple things in life.
I don't know if he's ever cuddled a duck. This is Charlie. Loves cuddling. It's very soothing for Charlie. And probably more soothing for me. Say hello, Charlie. Don't be shy. You gorgeous duck.
Rest in peace, Sam.
Yes.
Here's a teaser. I will tell this story soon. I fed a duck with one of the members in our chat recently. I'll tell you more soon. When the person shows up, I will tell the story. Okay, this is incredible. Dami says, Bull was like, who TF is this dude? Now, is this AI or real? I've seen this before, but... Oh, man. Look at that bull going on. What? How does that even... I mean, that's pretty impressive. It's one of those, you better not slip. You better not make a single mistake on that one. Erica Kirk has thoughts about the way things are going.
So you have the internet coming after you. You have them slandering your name. You have them saying all this trash about you. And what do? You wake up that next morning, you put on the armor of God and you keep going. That's what you do. And not only that, you don't just do it for yourself. You do it for your future. You do it for your kids, and you do it for your family, because people are watching you. And
I have not jumped on the let's bash Erica for her husband exploding train. I understand the questions, anomalies, suspicions. I'm just waiting to see it play out. Like, what if I reached some of the conclusions that Candace reached and I was wrong about it, I would feel some kind of way about that. I can have suspicions and weirdness about her family, her upbringing. Was she a spy? All of these things. I would like to look at all the evidence out there, and I've looked at a lot. Am I convinced one way or another? No. How convinced are we when we watch a building explode in a U.S.-led attack on the IRGC? Well, it's right there. It's the video. Well, it's a video. Something is claiming something, and it's not accurate. How am I, Oh, boy, you sent something. So what do I need to do? I got to go to my email. Great. I feel like this is the last day I'm going to have internet history. Arnold's about to catfish me. He's going to compromise my whole system somehow. He's going to send me a virus. You'll never see my show again. Arnold's going to shut me down remotely. Ortho says, that's not unusual with the bull thing. I've seen it many times at bullfights in Maracaibo, Venezuela. Oh, coming soon, maybe tomorrow. I want to bring in a special guest who just returned from Venezuela to help with the rebuilding efforts, search and rescue, rebuilding, to raise awareness. And then, of course, if there's ways for kind viewers to donate to the cause. A buddy of mine is married to a Venezuelan lady. I believe I have this story correct. And yeah, they went down there to do some help. And I want to hear the story firsthand. How bad is it? What's it like? How do people get involved? I always want it, whether it's Hurricane Helene damage, flood damage, whether it's pregnant ladies getting attacked by German shepherds out at the Bundy Ranch, whether it's Venezuela double earthquake damage. I do like to highlight things where places where we can help. So stay tuned. I do have to send him a message and see if maybe tomorrow at noon could be an interview. In Ortho, this is a good time for me to remind everybody, when you type a comment, please type a full sentence. You said, so am I, Brian. You are also in Venezuela. You're also married to a Venezuelan. I don't know what you're saying, so am I too. And there is a delay, so I don't know what your comment is, unless it makes sense as a standalone. If you could add to that, I would like to understand it. But yeah, maybe tomorrow at noon, I could get him in at the top of the show to do a 20-minute or something. I don't know how in depth we're going to go, but stay tuned. I was texting that over the weekend and he was traveling and whatnot. So that could be, yeah, Venezuela. All right, let's keep it moving. Lives a TikTok wants us to see, where is this from? Oh, New Jersey. Rondale Jones, this dude right here. He's white. Alan Ademez, white. Edwin O. Alamo, white. William Cruz, white. Why are so many non-white people? Oh, sorry, I needed to expand that out. Oh, you are also married to a Venezuelan. Okay, I did get that one right. Wow, small world. Okay. Well, if we get him on tomorrow, please be sure to be here. That would be great to share that. That's, wow. Okay, cool. Why is this happening? There's no universe where any of these people would be considered to be white. Now, there are some people, you look at them and you genuinely don't know. You go, I don't know what you are. And by the way, I don't think it matters. Like, talking about skin color is one of the most boring topics to me in the world. But it is interesting when anomalies like this keep happening, but I've never seen a case where a white person's been labeled as black or Latino or something else. Not to say it doesn't happen. Either these are sloppy bookings or they're doing it to change the crime statistics. Why would they be doing that, whoever they are? All these race identified as white, not remotely white. After 14 surgeries and a battle with cancer, Deion Sanders has officially announced that he is cancer-free. That's fantastic news. My Cleveland Browns have ortho. My next wife is going to be Japanese. All right. Now, okay. I've had about enough of that, ortho. Oh, so we'd have to change it. Never leave your cave without your club, to never leave the club without, I don't know. We could make a bunch of jokes. I'm going to stop. I don't want to go into oddball territory there. But the Cleveland Browns have selected Shedeur Sanders in last year's draft. You know, and I was a Deion fan when he played baseball and football. Rooting for him. Cancer-free. Prayers to him. If that's true, that's great news. Erling Haaland has become a superstar in America for the World Cup, and they were just eliminated. Thanks for coming out here, and thanks for being awesome. Thanks for loving this country. Drew says when it's 105 degrees out, Europeans die of heat stroke. When it's 105 degrees, Americans down a six-pack and then mow the lawn shirtless. We are not the same. Yeah, yesterday was my mowing day. Ugh. And then having to watch for ticks, it's like you got to just have this extra layer of paying attention. Still have a lot of stuff to plant and transplant. Oh, I should probably do some transplant. Should I do that today? Maybe tomorrow. Got to get some more stuff in the ground. I got some flowers. I got some peppers. I got some watermelon. I got some different stuff. Rosemary. Department of Deportations says, hello, fellow white people. Shah Abhishek and Bahavia Shaha. I'm sorry, Abhishek Shah and Bahavia Shah. Lewd and lascivious, 12 force, unclosed genitals. Okay, gross. Florida. They're both listed as white, according to Tim Young in the Department of Deportations. Why are non-whites continuing to be listed as white, to denigrate the white race, the white culture, the white history of this country, the white present of this country, to skew crime statistics and make more bad things seem less bad? Or is it just sloppy bookkeeping? I don't know. What do you think? Tell me in chat. What? And I share these stories all the time. Now, by the way, this could be AI or this could be Photoshopped. God, we used to say Photoshop. Now it's just AI. But we see stories of non-whites being labeled as white to denigrate the white race and to alleviate fair critique and criticism of other races. Do you think this is happening accidentally or intentionally? Tell me in chat. Type white accidentally or sloppy, white sloppy, or white intentionally. Are they being labeled white intentionally? Ortho got a mowing reprieve. It's been raining here for the last 3 days. Yeah, it's always a battle to kind of check the weather and go, oh, do I have an hour and a half today? Can I squeeze this in? I was going to do it in the early afternoon, and it poured. By the afternoon / early evening, it was dry again because it was hot. Got it in yesterday. So that's good. That's good. It is a weekly accomplishment to just kind of get it handled. But Tim Young says, I'm glad someone is documenting all these cases of non-whites being labeled white to make white people look bad. Just part of a growing trend of consistently trying to denigrate white people for some reason. I don't know. Roger Stone says, Zohran Mamdani sending aides to meet with the Iranian ambassador is a definite violation of the Logan Act for the mayor, and the mayor should be prosecuted. Marion says it's intentional, in her humble opinion, to skew the crime statistics. Check this out. Libs of TikTok says 40% of New York City rentals are occupied by people born outside the United States. We don't have a housing shortage. We have an illegal alien invasion. Mark D. Levin says rents in New York City hit an all-time high, median market rate in June. Oh my God, $5,300 a month. Brooklyn, $4,300 a month. New York City housing affordability crisis at DEFCON 1. We need to push harder on every front to address our housing shortage. It's an illegal alien invasion. It's not a housing shortage. You've imported millions of people, hundreds of thousands, who don't belong, who weren't invited, who didn't go through the proper channels to be thoroughly vetted to find out if they're going to be a net positive for America. And yes, just like at college, we have an entrance exam. We don't just take any person. We want to find people that are not radical Marxists, people that can stand on their own 2 feet and contribute and not take. Because we have plenty of people in this country already, indigenous Americans who need assistance. You don't dilute that and you don't reduce that by bringing in people that can't support themselves, don't understand the language, don't have proper documentation so they can't work a proper job. Even if they are working, they're working under the table or working for organized crime. You don't want any of that shit. It's not a housing shortage. It's an illegal alien invasion running rampant through your city. Good grief, people. Mark's like, update zoning, invest more money in affordable units, lower the time and cost, city bureau. Socialism, Democrat or not, has failed in every country. Oh, a USA Today story about Venezuela destroying my home. From Wayne Dunlap. I'll share that. Hunter Eagleman says after 13 days of vacation, the Senate under Leader John Thune is only working a grand total of about 2 hours today, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. These people have zero shame. Jay Plemons shares that Nick Shirley uncovers an adult daycare in Flushing, Queens with 7,000 phantom members. This public document says you have 7,899 members. No, we don't have 7,000 members. So you're overbilling then. You're getting paid $1,600 per patient. That's how you got $12.9 million in 2024. Employee, please leave. These are your American tax dollars at work. The fact that this one dude by himself can walk into any state and find blatant fraud everywhere he goes proves two things. One, says Brian Beal, the fraud is rampant at an unprecedented scale. And two, the government agencies who are supposed to protect our tax dollars are either completely incompetent or complicit in the fraud. There you go. Jurassic Park actor Sam Neill, gone at 78. President Trump explaining how the Iran deal fell apart.
But we had a deal. What nobody knows, we had a deal. It was a done deal. And then they broke it. They always break it. We've had 10 deals with these people. And so we're just going to hit them very hard. And we're going to keep the Strait, and we'll probably run it. We'll become the guardian of the Strait. Maybe we'll call it the guardian angel of the Strait. And we should be reimbursed for that. When we do that, we're going to be reimbursed because the other nations are very wealthy. They're on our side. And we can't be expected to do that for nothing, unlike we had for many years. You know, we guarded the Strait for 50 years more, and we never got paid for it. They made all the money, and the United States was just, they wouldn't. It's amazing. We never made. We guarded it for nothing, and now we're going to guard it, and we're going to get paid for guarding it, a lot of money. But we just want to be reimbursed for doing all of this, for putting our people in danger. But we're really not putting people, we're really saving people. Remember this, they killed 52,000 protesters so far. As of this moment, the number is 52,000. So who's going to protest? And a lot of people are surprised about the protesting, that they haven't. But nobody's going to protest when they get shot. They have AK-47s, they have machine guns aimed at people's heads. If you move 1 foot further, you get shot. And then they'll shoot 10 of them. and everybody flees. Who's not going to flee? They don't have guns.
Right.
So they're a bad group of people. Let me just tell you that. I don't say that often, and I have to live with that statement. They're a bad group of people. They've been this way for a long time, and right now they're getting their ass kicked. And in the top form.
Looks like negotiations are gone. Let's play this clip from Lindsey Graham. Clandestine says, I think Mamdani might end up being the best thing that ever happened to us. Why? Because he's openly collaborating with our enemies in wartime. He's paving the way for Trump to declare that the Democrats are unlawful enemy combatants. Democrats are collaborating with our direct enemies in wartime, and that's not even mentioning aiding and abetting our enemies with their consistent stream of anti-American, pro-Iran mainstream media propaganda and disinformation. Also, the Democrats refuse to enforce U.S. law and defend our borders, allowing our enemies' insurgents to walk across our border, in which the Democrats harbor them in sanctuary cities. Yeah. Well over 99% of people have no idea just how severe our situation is. This is a zero-sum game between the American people and communist globalist insurgents seeking to overthrow this nation from within. And if anyone thinks Trump doesn't have the stones to do something about it, you are mistaken. The process is already long underway. Trump and the U.S. military have been setting the stage this entire time. Trump is going to save this nation, and he told us many times he's willing to use the full array of powers as commander-in-chief to do it. Bookmark this post. One day the Democrats will officially be labeled as unlawful enemy combatants, and we will try them as literal terrorists via military tribunal. I mean, fingers crossed, but I'm not holding my breath, trusting some plan. But this all seems obvious to people paying attention. Here's a clip from Kavanaugh hearing in September of 2018 with Lindsey Graham that may prove pertinent.
So when somebody says post 9/11 that we've been at war and it's called the war on terrorism, do you generally agree with that concept?
I do, Senator, because Congress passed the authorization for use of military force, which is still in effect. And that was passed, of course, on September 14th, 2001, 3 days later.
Let's talk about the law in war. Is there a body of law called the law of armed conflict?
There is such a body, Senator.
Is there a body of law that's called basic criminal law?
Yes, Senator.
Are there differences between those two bodies of law?
Yes, Senator.
From an American citizen's point of view, do your constitutional rights follow you? If you're in Paris, does the Fourth Amendment protect you as an American from your own government?
From your own government, yes.
Okay. So if you're in Afghanistan, do your constitutional rights protect you against your own government?
If you're an American in Afghanistan, you have constitutional rights as against the U.S. government.
Is there a long-standing...
That's long-settled law.
Isn't there also a long-settled law that it goes back to the Eisentrager case? I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah, Johnson versus Eisentrager.
Right. That American citizens who collaborate with the enemy have considered enemy combatants.
They can be.
They
can be. They're sometimes criminally prosecuted, sometimes treated in the military.
Well, let's talk about can be. I think
under Supreme Court precedent.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a Supreme Court decision that said that American citizens who collaborated with Nazi saboteurs were tried by the military. Is that correct?
That is correct.
I think a couple of them were executed.
Yeah.
So if anybody doubts, there's a long-standing history in this country that your constitutional rights follow you wherever you go, but you don't have a constitutional right to turn on your own government and collaborate with the enemy of the nation. You'll be treated differently. What's the name of the case, if you can recall, that reaffirmed the concept that you could hold one of our own as an enemy combatant if they were engaged in terrorist activity?
And that cuts off there. But I guess we're going to see how this shakes out. There are definitely enemies of this country that are running rampant, getting away with all sorts of stuff. You just have to wonder, why is it still happening? Why is it still being allowed? It just keeps getting worse and worse, it seems. Doesn't seem like a wise strategy to me. we shall see. And I don't know if I can, but I'm considering an evening show tonight. I have more stories to get to, and there'll be more information between now and tonight. I think this is where we're going to wrap today. Lindsey Graham is gone. Many people had a problem with him. President Trump said, I think Lindsey Graham is one of those people that wasn't really appreciated while he was here, but I think in hindsight or in the future, more people are going to be appreciative of him once he's gone than they were when he was here. I don't know if that's true or not. And the constant warfare, war hawking does get old. That's for sure. Ortho says, seems nothing. It is, Brian, getting worse. It seems obvious that you got these people. You got them all. You're just sort of waiting for what? For the indictments? For the arrests? I mean, they indicted Trump for nothings. They arrested Trump for nothings. How about we do something for the somethings? And by the way, don't look now, but a lot of people are being fired over at, Todd Blanche. A ton of firings. So, you got to get rid of the roadblocks, and that might be what the midterms are about, but the midterms aren't going to give you the massive red wave you should have if you allow all of the opportunities for vote rigging. I feel like we want the Save America Act passed unless there's a better option that I'm not aware of. And of course, when you're playing a strategy game, you're not always going to know the person's strategy. Play a game of poker. You're not going to know what their strategy is. Are they bluffing? Do they have the best hand? Are they playing weak? Are they playing strong? Sun Tzu, Art of War? I don't know. But man, every day that passes where Fauci hasn't been indicted, where Pelosi and Schumer haven't been indicted, Schiff, what are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? But let's take let's consider that Lindsey Graham line of questioning with Supreme Court Justice Kavanaugh about enemy combatants. And I've been saying for so long that the Democrat Party is not a legitimate political party in this country. They are, in some cases, a domestic terrorist organization. Traitors. What more do we need to stop them from screwing this country up? I don't know. But at this moment in time, I have a voice, and that's why I've been using it so often. That's why I've been cranking out more content in the past 2 years than I ever have been. I've always knocked videos out, but as of late, it was crucial during the 2024 election cycle that Biden-Harris Democrat thing was stopped. Cool. But I felt even more urgency. It's like, go, 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 go. Go now. You have go. Get the House and the Senate and the president. Go. And they're not. And you wonder if you just need another flushing. Another midterm to get rid of the bad, get more people in, and then you get the real numbers where you can really get things passed. I don't know. But while we have a voice, we better use it. Speak now or forever hold your shh. Rob says, hey, that'd be great if you do an evening show, Brian. It might be great, and I might like to try that. I like the concept. So let me take that concept and press pause for now on the day part of the show and see if we can't come back this evening. If I can, I'll try to schedule it as early as possible so that we can know what time we're aiming at. And we're aiming at it. It's not a network. We don't have hard ins, hard outs. But let me see what I can do. But for now, I want to thank every one of you for being here. Please hit like, please hit subscribe, share the show with a friend. Signing out on behalf of everybody out there in the TNAM universe. I appreciate you. I love you. And we'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Peace.
Your guide to the truth. TheNewAmericanMedia.com.